Continuing our series of forgotten deck archetypes, today we're taking a look at Gruul Oil. So this is a red and green mid-range creatures deck that utilizes the oil mechanic. Now, oil was a mechanic in Phyrexia All Will Be One, and basically it was a resource that was used to fuel creatures and artifacts. And you can kind of see that in a lot of the cards that we're going to be playing today. So, taking a quick look at the deck, we have cards like Churning Reservoir that generates oil counters for your creatures and artifacts. You can also pay to tap it and make goblins using the reservoir, which is pretty cool. A pretty decent turn one play. You have Exuberant Fuseling, a creature that gets stronger for every oil counter on the creature. You have Evolving Adaptive, another creature that gets stronger every time another creature comes into play, and it gets an oil counter on it. You have Armored Scrapgorger. This is a mana dork that claws cards out of the opponent's graveyard and gets oil counters when it does this. Cankerbloom does not deal in oil directly, but can be sacrificed to proliferate, which is great for counter strategies. Next up we have Urabrask's Forge, probably the strongest card in the entire deck. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put an oil counter on this artifact. Then create an X1 red Phyrexian horror creature token with trample and haste, where X is the number of oil counters on this artifact. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. So every turn, you put an extra oil counter on this, you make a dude attacks, it either dies in combat or it dies at end of turn. When the tokens die, Exuberant Fuseling gets an extra oil counter, so it gets a little bit stronger. Also, if Evolving Adaptive happens to still be small when you start generating stronger tokens with this, the Evolving Adaptive will grow alongside the Urabrask's Forge. Also, Churning Reservoir into Urabrask's Forge is really great at making sure that the tokens that come out get stronger and stronger really fast. So you can really close out games quickly with Urabrask's Forge. Next up, we're running 4 copies of Volt Charge. It's an expensive lightning bolt, but it proliferates for you. So it's in here to pull double duty in that way. You can point it directly at the opponent's face to knock him out, and also proliferate while you're doing it. It's pretty good. Bloated Contaminator. Say 4/4 Trample Toxic 1. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, proliferate. The Toxic is superfluous. You're not going to be winning with poison with this deck. The whole reason this is in here is because, 1, it's a 4/4 Trampler for only 3 mana, and 2, it proliferates whenever it strikes the opponent, just making your entire team that much more powerful every turn. And then we have one of my favorite creatures, Migloz, the Maze Crusher. For 1, a red and a green, you get a 4/4, and it comes in with 5 oil counters on it. You can pay 1 and remove an oil counter to give it Vigilance and Menace until end of turn. You can pay 2 and remove 2 oil counters to give it +2/+2, or you can remove 3 oil counters to destroy target artifact or enchantment. So really, really versatile utility card in Migloz, and it just gets better because if you have a Churning Reservoir out, you're almost never going to run out of oil counters to use with Migloz. It's pretty cool. And then to top out our curve, we have Evolved Spinoderm. It is a 5/5 creature for 4 mana. And this creature enters with 4 oil counters on it. This creature has trample as long as it has 2 or fewer oil counters on it. Otherwise, it has hexproof. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove an oil counter from this creature. Then, if it has no oil counters on it, sacrifice it. So, it comes in with 4 counters on it and is non-targetable. It has hexproof until you get down to 2 or fewer counters. Good thing is this almost never happens in this deck because we are playing so many proliferate spells, and we're also running the Churning Reservoir, so it's very rare that the Evolved Spinoderm actually shrinks down far enough that you end up having to sacrifice it. So it's a pretty cool card, and I really like the way it performs in this deck. Lands, again, because we are playing with only the oldest sets in standard, sets that are going to be rotating, it pretty much limits us as to what kind of lands we can play. So with this deck, we're running mountains, forests, 4 Copperline Gorge, 4 Karplusan Forest, and 4 copies of Mishra's Foundry. And the Mishra's Foundry does put in work with this deck. It can really help you push damage and help you get to the end of a game, and it can also work really well with Exuberant Fuseling, because if this dies in combat, Fuseling will get bigger. So, all good things to consider. So, that's the deck. Let's go ahead and take it out, play some games with it, and I'll see you again at the end of this video with a post-game wrap-up. Okay, we got Copperline Gorge and Foundry with a Fuseling, a Migloz, a Forge, a Scrapgorger, and a Bloated Contaminator. We can probably keep a 2-lander on this just because we have the Scrapgorger, in hopes that they don't destroy our Scrapgorger. Let's keep it. Okay, they play a Swamp. Alright, I'm going to go with the Gorge and play the Exuberant Fuseling. It looks like you're holding priority. Do you have a cut down ready for me? Yeah, you do. I knew you had it. Okay, and they play a Soulstone Sanctuary. That's a pretty cool card. I like that one. 3/3 with all creature types is pretty nice. Ooh, a Ghost Vacuum. Gobble up my little guy there. Go for it. Alright. Mishra's Foundry into Armored Scrapgorger. It will very likely destroy my Scrapgorger before I have an opportunity to cast my Urabrask's Forge. Oh, now they just play an Unstoppable Slasher. Okay. Well, let's go here, and we'll go with the Forge. And then we'll play an Exuberant Fuseling. You want to tap the Ghost Vacuum and remove it? Come on, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah, go for it. Anything to prevent that, that one oil counter, right? Okay, so... Oh, a Reverse Rakshasa, huh? Interesting. And no blocks. We will be taking a lot of damage from that. Very, very much lots of damage. So let's see here. Well, good thing about the Reverse Rakshasa is it can't block. That's a good thing. So let's go to combat. Go to next. Attack with both of those. Boom, boom. And then I'm going to play... Do you want Migloz or do you want the Contaminator? We'll go with the Contaminator. And... Do you want the Fuseling also? Yeah, let's play the Fuseling. Alright, Fuselings get a little bit bigger. I like the combination of these Unstoppable Slashers with Reverse Rakshasa. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Do we block with the Fuseling? Maybe. I don't think so. I think we just want to actually kill the Slasher. Really sucks that the Slasher has Death Touch. That's okay though. We'll figure things out. Quick, remove it before they can. Wait, did you remove the Slasher rather than let it come back into play? That's an odd choice, friend. Alright, let's read the Renew. It's black, black, X. So if they draw an additional land, they'll be able to make 2 creatures unable to block this next turn. So what I need to do is not... I need to keep at least 2 blockers available. So what we're going to do is we're going to go next. We're going to attack with... Yeah, go to attacks. With just this and this. We're going to leave the rest behind. Yeah, because he really wants to be able to attack with the Unstoppable Slasher unhindered. So let's see. Did they get the land? They did not get the land. That means we potentially win this if they try to attack. They attacked. Okay. Go to blocks. Block with that. That's fantastic for us. He just threw the game away. He literally just threw the game away. Because that Rock Curse cannot block. If he has a cut down, he might be able to get rid of one Exuberant Fuseling. Well, not anymore. Sure. Let's play another Urabrask Forge and just win the game. That was insanely close. Way too close for comfort. I'm really glad they did not draw an additional land that turn. Okay, so we got 4 lands, 2 Foundries, that's kind of cool, a Churning Reservoir, an Evolving Adaptive, and a Bloated Contaminator. Opponent goes first. We'll keep. Okay, they open with a Seachrome Coast. I will open with Forest for Evolving Adaptive. Planes into Oracle of Tragedy. What does that do? When this creature enters or dies, choose one. Draw a card, then discard a card. Shuffle up to 4 target cards with mana value 3 or greater from your graveyard to your library. Oh, Mycosynth Gardens. I know what deck this is. This is either Omniscience or what is it? Simulacrum. Either way, this deck sucks. I hate playing against it. Alright, let's play a Churning Reservoir. And unfortunately pass the turn, because we can't attack into an Oracle of Tragedy. Now, if it turns out that this is an Omniscience deck, we're just going to concede and move on to the next game. Okay, Rolling Dragonstorm, so they're going to draw and discard. Show me what you got. Oh, okay, maybe it isn't, because that's a Guardian of New Benalia. Alright, let's go ahead and play Mishra's Foundry into Bloated Contaminator. Get an extra coil counter, and then attack for 3. Draw and discard. What's the card? You've got the Omniscience sleeve. Thopter Fabricator. Okay. You've got my attention. This is an interesting looking deck. You got a lot of draw and discard, so you're clearly trying to get things into the graveyard to reanimate. Seal from Existence on the Bloated Contaminator. What? You did it to that? Alright, cool. I'm into it. Here, animate. Alright. I'll play a Churning Reservoir too. Why did you do that to a Churning Reservoir? When there's like power on the table. That's wild. I don't know why they did that. Because like the reservoir is like not a key part of this deck. Okay. Split up, sure. Stack the Fabled Passage. Okay, the fact that I don't have a lot of stuff going on right now is not good. But oh, it has to attack. Cancel. Next. Attack. Alright, now give it the thing. There you go. Punch him. Okay, another Rolling Dragonstorm. And Duskgro's Reliquary. Oracle of Tragedy. Okay. Alright, let's see if they let me attack or not. What's in your yard right now? A lot of random stuff. A lot of control elements. I've not yet seen your win con. Alright. Animate. Then animate this one as well. Attack. Yeah. G5. Okay, if they tap out this turn, then we can potentially Volt Charge them to death next turn. Let's see what happens. Monument, okay. Oracle, good. Loving it. Alright, they discard a card, create a treasure. Nope, just draw a card. They're trying to get to something important, but unfortunately they will not have that opportunity because I have 2 of these. Good game, friend. GG. Bad bolts win games. Alright. Karplusan Forest and 2 mountains. Churning Reservoir, 2 Migloz, and a Forge I will keep. Opponent goes first. They open with a mountain. I'll hit them with a hello. How you doing? Reckless Lackey. First strike and haste. Interesting. Alright. Let's go mountain into Churning Reservoir. Medical Firebrand. Okay, so it's an aggro deck. For sure. Exuberant Fuseling. Like that card. That card's pretty cool. Alright, let's go. Karplusan Forest. And we're pretty slow right now. We might just lose to all these little 1/1s. Goblin Oriflamme? Are you kidding me? Alright, I guess we just lose then, right? Alright, let's play this forest. And we're gonna play Migloz. Alright, I hope you don't have something to, like, pump your creatures even more. Ooh. Alright. Firebrand. Alright, well. Block and kill a Firebrand, I guess. GG. Goblin Oriflamme, huh? You know what? I can respect it. Good job. Sometimes goblins just get there. SSBM Keanu. Interesting. Is that like Super Saiyan Bad Manners Keanu? You go first. Awesome. So, Mountain Forest and Mishra's Foundry. 2 Volt charges, a Bloated Contaminator, and Evolved Spinoderm. That's a really heavy hand. But I kind of don't want to mulligan this just because of the fact that like I have both my colors and 3 lands, so I think I'll keep it. Well, let's make our opponent guess what we're playing by playing the Mishra's Foundry first. That doesn't give them any clues to our colors. Okay, let's go Mountain. Unfortunately, it takes 2 mana for Mishra's Foundry to attack. Okay, so our opponent is Orzhov. At the very least, Orzhov. Okay, here we go. Urabrask's Forge. Forge comes in, make a dude. See if they want to remove said dude. They do not. Dude connects. Okay, another Caves of Koilos. Do you have something to remove the Forge? That works. That works absolutely. Good job. Alright, we're gonna go here and go Evolved Spinoderm. Hexproof, baby! Hopefully they don't have a sacrifice effect. Well, they got a combo. That'll work. Alright, let's play a second Mishra's Foundry. And we will attack for 5. Okay, I'm gonna take the damage. And then I will play Migloz. End turn. Hello everyone. I'm glad to have you with me tonight. I'm playing an old deck with a outdated mechanic against current standard. And so far it's doing alright. Looks like our opponent is a little stuck on land at the moment. Go for the throat, huh? Yep. Nothing I do will make that matter. Duress, huh? Alright, you can have a Volt Charge. Out you go. Do you want to attack? I don't think so. Alright, Copperline Gorge, Bloated Contaminator. Attack for 5 with Trample now. No blocks? Yeah, alright, go to 6. End turn. There's a land. Very good. Beza. Alright, cool. Ooh, that puts them down quite a bit. They did gain a life though, okay. Alright, my turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and go for the attack. Let's act. No, we won't activate that. We'll just attack. How would you like to block today? Or would you like to block? Okay, you want to block like that. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. It's a treasure token. We're going to play this Cankerbloom. End turn. Let's see what you do. Play cut down, huh? Alright. Well, I'll sacrifice it and proliferate. Make it so my Evolved Spinoderm doesn't die. Pass. Now, if they try to target my Spinoderm this turn, I can Volt Charge them and proliferate again to counter. And that's exactly what they tried to do. 3 to you. Now, if they have another spell, they can. Okay, cool. Proliferate. Spell gets fizzled. Alright, put him to 1. Alright, my turn. Counter gets removed. Urabrask's Forge. Okay. Well, let's play the Forge. Let's see if they have a removal spell. They probably don't, if they're saying good game like that. They did have a removal spell, but it cost them life to do it. Awesome. What an Uno reverse card. Okay, and we're back with the post-game wrap-up, and my thoughts on this deck are it's a pretty good middle-of-the-road, mid-range deck. The creatures in it being fueled by Phyrexian oil really helps them grow quickly over time. Cards that I would say are like MVPs for the deck are Migloz, very, very versatile creature, and it's a very well-statted creature. 4/4 for only 3 mana is really good. Also, Urabrask's Forge, really, really strong card, probably the strongest card in the entire deck. And I was pleasantly surprised by the Evolved Spinoderm. Having a 5/5 for 4 that can't be targeted for 2 turns is pretty damn strong. And in a deck like this, you're almost never going to run out of oil counters on this card. So you can pretty much keep him beating in every turn for a long time. So I was pleasantly surprised at how good Evolved Spinoderm ended up being. As far as other changes to the deck I might make, I would probably try and fit some fight spells into the deck. Having access to only Volt Charge as our removal did kind of hurt us a bit. We did not really have the best removal, but I wanted to run Volt Charge because it can go face and it proliferates. So that's why this card got the nod over many other options. Another card that pleasantly surprised me was actually Churning Reservoir. Having an ability to just add additional counters at the beginning of your turn is really strong, and not to be undersold. It's a pretty cool card. Other things to consider is you're gonna have games where you end up just drawing your 1-drops, and you're gonna be kind of floundering a little bit until you find your footing with your bigger creatures. So do keep that in mind. Maybe move the numbers on a few of these early game cards if you end up seeing that too often. But aside from that, I would have to say that this is a pretty good middle of the road, mid-range pile that can definitely get you some wins. So if you've been playing for a while and you happen to have a lot of these cards already, I'd say absolutely give this a spin. It's a pretty fun build, and was pleasantly surprising for me to play on stream. So there it is. Go ahead and take it out for a spin yourself, iterate on it further, see if you like what you see, and let me know in the comments what you ended up changing to the deck. So, until next time, take care of yourselves.